He heard the glories of Narottam, and he sent his messenger to Krishna Chandra that I want to see this boy in my court. Now Krishna Chandra was very worried. But since he's the Muslim ruler, he can't disobey. But he knows if I let him leave the compound, surely he will find a way to sneak away. So they sent many guards with him. But Narottam was very quick. As soon as they got on the open road, he dashed into the forest and disappeared. And nobody could find him. He went, instead of going on the main roads, he went on the back roads. And Radha Krishna Chandra sent his men in all directions to find him. But he was going by all the back roads. He finally came to the Jharkhand forest, hardly eating. Here and there he'd get something, berries or something to eat. When he got to the Jharkhand forest, he fell down exhausted and slept. Suddenly, a golden Brahmin appeared and woke him and gave him a pot of milk, said, drink this milk and you will be cured. You'll be satisfied. He drank that milk and felt very wonderful and fell asleep. Then Rup Sanatan came in his dream and instructed him, now go to Vrindavan quickly. All your uncles are waiting for you. They're waiting for you there. Then he woke, he understood that Brahman was none other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. After drinking that milk, his whole body was refreshed, all the sores on his body from the jungle trip disappeared. With renewed energy, he headed toward Vrindavan. But just at that point, the king's men captured him. And he told them, he said, I have given my heart to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Just like a woman, she gives her heart to her husband. And if her husband dies, she must follow her husband into the funeral pyre. Her relatives may try to stop her, but she will be less than chaste unless she follows her husband. So I have dedicated my life into the fire of Krishna consciousness. I will be less than chaste if I do not follow my Lord. Hearing his very fervent plea, even the guards began to cry, and they gave him money and whatever other things he needed to get through the forest. He continued on till he reached Mathura. Finally he reached Mathura. He bathed in the Vishram Ghat where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had bathed. The next morning he headed for Vrindavan. He came to the beautiful Radha Govinda temple, and as soon as he saw the beautiful deities of Radha Govinda, he fainted. Everyone ran to Jiva Goswami and said, something had happened in the temple. And Jiva Goswami saw this boy lying on the floor in front of Radha Govinda. He said, this is Narottam. Oh, I forgot to tell a second time. When Mahaprabhu sent Lokanath Goswami to Braj, he told him, when my devotee Narottam comes, you must initiate him. So twice he mentioned, I forgot about that. So then he began to study with Shyamananda and Srinivas. Shyamananda was before was Dukhi Krishna. That's another story, another day. So he begged from initiation from Jiva Goswami. So Jiva Goswami said, I cannot initiate you. Mahaprabhu has promised that Lokanath Swami will initiate you. He brought him to the place of Lokanath Goswami. Just by Radha Gokulananda temple, there's a little enclosure there where there's all the samadhis. Narotama Das Samadhi is there. Vishwanath Chakravarti, Lokanath Goswami's very big samadhi is there. At that time it was all jungle. There was no buildings or anything. And he saw Lokanath was very renounced, just sitting under a tree. And he had a little deity of Radha Vinod that he was carrying around his neck in a bag. He would hang in the tree at night and worship. And he fell at the feet of Lokanath. And he begged him for initiation. Lokanath said, I have no love for my Mahaprabhu. How I can initiate anybody? He said, I'm not qualified. Not like nowadays, everybody's chasing out to grab as many disciples. Just like we went to Madhuvan the other day, you saw this big, ugly replica of the Taj Mahal there. That guy For 1 rupee you got Diksha. But Lokanath was not like that. He said, no, I'm not going, I'm not qualified, I cannot give anything. But Narottam came to see him every day. He tried to serve him, but he refused to take service from anyone. He said, I have not developed any service to my Radha Krishna, I have not developed any service to my Mahaprabhu. How I can take service? But Narottam was determined. He began to think how I can serve my spiritual master. He may not accept me, but I have accepted him in my heart. Then he got an idea. He waited there early in the morning and he saw that every day Lokanath went to a specific spot in the jungle to perform his morning duties. Now we come to Vrindavana, we make sure we get a guest house with attached bath. But in old days, this was something that was done outside the house, not next to your bed. So that's the code word. I have to go to the jungle. Jungle jana hai. So then, taking some reeds and some leaves, he made a special type of broom, and he got a little bucket. And every day after Lokanath would finish his duties, he would come there with Jamuna water, and with his bucket and broom, he would clean the place. So Lokanath, he noticed, why this place is clean every day? Some villager. After 1 year, suddenly it struck him, this has been going on for 1 year. Why villager will do like this? Who's doing this? So next day, after finishing his morning duties, he hid in the bushes. And here came Narotama Das with his little, he kept his broom and bucket covered in the woods there. He uncovered it and he came and began to wash the place. He said, what are you doing? It's you who's doing this. He said, what can I do? I have accepted you as spiritual master. You haven't accepted me, but you won't let me serve. This is the only way I can find to serve. So then Lokanath's heart was moved. He said, all right, come. And he would sit him down while he would worship his Radha Vinod. Every day Narottam would sit there. And they would do the worship, not like we do nowadays. We go to Hira Jewelers and Bitman Mukutwala and we buy all this fancy silver crowns and flutes and clothes and all types of different things. At that time there was no Loi Bazaar, so that he would just by his meditation, he would decorate his Lord, he would decorate nice wonderful outfits he would put just by his meditation. One day in his meditation, this went on for a long time, still he didn't initiate Narottam. One day in his meditation he put a beautiful umbrella with gold embroidery, red velvet and gold embroidery over top of his Radha Vinodji. Just by his meditation, it wasn't there. And then he made this big, tall, silver mukut. And when he went to put the mukut, the umbrella was in the way. This is all just meditation. So Narottam leaned over and he lifted up the umbrella so that he could put the mukut. And Lokanath Swami looked at Narottam. Then he understood, Narottam understood his heart, was one with him in bhajan. He said, all right, now you go to the Jamuna, take bath and come back. So on the Shravan Purnima, the day that we celebrate as Balaram's appearance day, that is the day that Narottam was initiated by Lokanath Krishna. And he learned all his bhajan from him. And he revealed to him, which manjari? Manjula, I read something else anyway. Manjula. And her service was cooking milk sweets for the divine couple. So every day Narottam would sit in his meditation, he would meditate, and then one day he was cooking and the milk began to overboil. And he put his hands like this to stop the milk from boiling over, and his hands were burned. And when he woke up, he saw that his hands were actually blistered. This was just in his meditation. But in his Siddhadeha, this was going on, but in his sadhaka